The Reverend Thomas Malthus published his book An Essay on the Principle of Population in 1798, discussing his concerns about population growth inevitably competing with available resources, as he witnessed happening constantly in nature. He argued that the laws of supply and demand would force the cost of resources to prohibitive levels as population growth outpaced the availability of resources. Malthus estimated geometric growth in population while the food growth remained arithmetic.
Meet Martha. Martha's dead! She died September 1st, 1914 in captivity, the last of her species, the passenger pigeon. The previous 50 years saw a catastrophic population decline from billions in the 1870s to only dozens in the 1890s, due to overhunting of this seemingly infinite resource. Even after it became apparent that the passenger pigeon was quickly going extinct and we need to intervene, our technological efforts failed to find a solution and to save this resource.
One point commonly used as an argument for techno-optimism is the Green Revolution. The Green Revolution started in 1945, spreading the advancement of certain technologies to improve crop yields and food production techniques, including the use of pesticides, irrigation projects, and improved fertilizers. This technological advancement helped the world to keep pace with population growth. But has the Green Revolution merely put off the problem? Are we willing to keep doing things the way we are and trusting technology to bring about a second Green Revolution? Another point to consider is that many of the Green Revolution's technologies created negative impacts, including more chemicals in our food products, increased cancer rates in surrounding communities, and runoff affecting our water quality. On top of this, land degradation and the loss of soil nutrients have forced farmers to clear even more land to keep up with the food production needs.
It takes the Earth a year and 5 months to regenerate what we use every year, which means we're currently using 1.4 Earths in order to provide the resources we need and absorb the waste we produce. The UN conservatively estimates that at current growth rates for population and consumption, we will be using the equivalent of 2 Earths by the year 2035.
Consider this, a simple risk analysis for the event of the Earth running out of resources. On the left, we have our two possibilities. Either we wouldn't or we would run out of resources. Then we have two possible actions. We take action now or we don't. This means we have 4 possible outcomes. First, the techno-optimist nightmare, big government. Here, strict government regulations slow many technological advances expected by the techno-optimists, causing some lasting economic damage, but the regulations increase people's health and lifespans due to greatly reduced emissions. Next, we have the techno-optimist dream, Star Trek. Massive market growth leads to huge technological advancement. Cheap, freely available energy and free market competition leads to great advances in all realms of life. Next, we have ecotopia. Here, like in big government, change is focused more on society and communities than relying on or merely hoping for technological advancement. This community-based society promotes local services, greatly reducing emissions from transportation and large, unsustainable industrial production. Local clinics and community service trading allow people to live longer, healthier, happier lives. Lastly, we have the Techno-Skeptic's nightmare, Mad Max, the disaster scenario, an expanded result of Malthusian concerns. The sudden drop in oil availability causes the market to crash because most production, including that of renewable energy solutions, is heavily dependent upon oil availability. Common, high-emission fuels like coal explode, causing wars over availability, both within countries and internationally. The increase in extraction and emissions leads to huge environmental degradation. Substandard, rapid nuclear power implementation leads to frequent leaks and community contaminations. Global warming hits a tipping point and sea levels rapidly begin to rise. Emission carcinogens poison thousands of communities. Governments collapse and survival becomes most people's main concern. We have no control over which row we end up in. What we can control is which column we end up in. So the real question isn't will we or will we not run out of resources, but instead, which is the more acceptable risk? Is it worth the risk of Mad Max for a chance at Star Trek?
Do you think the Earth will run out of food?
No.
Do you think there are too many people on Earth?
Yes.
Do you know what a passenger pigeon is?
Yes.
If you're on a lifeboat, who would you want with you?
I thought this was a yes or no question.
Do you have faith in technology?
Yes.
Do you think there are too many people on Earth? No. Do you have faith in technology? Yes. Do you know what a passenger pigeon is?
A passenger pigeon? I don't. But I would guess that a passenger pigeon is someone who always grabs rides from someone else and tries to, you know, not pay for gas and tries to like go to class and not park their car. That's what I would guess.
Do you think the Earth will run out of food?
No, it's a renewable source. We got plenty. Agriculture is the #1 job in the world, actually. So,
Notice how he has no teeth.
If you were on a lifeboat, who would you want with you?
Jennifer Aniston.
Jim Zorn.